Hello and very warm welcome everyone. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine. Welcome in another video. Today, instead of making a card, I will be creating a mixed media project, and I've decided to play with this brand new collection called Nordic Christmas, designed by Lou Collins from her textures range. Now, here I am prepping my canva with a little bit of the white gesso, and then I will be using one of the dies to create my own stencil. And this is the idea to share with you that you can stretch your supplies and not always use them in exact way as they are designed. Here I am grabbing one of the dies and I'm gonna be cutting it from the thickest paper I have, which is 300 GSM white cardstock. It's very stiff, and then once I've cut myself this panel, instead of using it as a die cut piece, I will use it as a stencil. And you can cut those panels from the paper or acetate, dependingly of the strength of your die cutting machine. You can try and you'll be able to create your own customized stencils as well. Here I have this multi-purpose filler, which I'm gonna be using instead of the embossing paste, and it's working similar. It's not a super bright white color as the embossing paste, but I was running out and I don't have any craft store nearby, so I've decided to try and use the multi-purpose filler instead. Now I am putting my paper stencil, and if you're working on a canvas, one thing you need to remember, just always place a little notebook or something in the central area of your canvas, because for the stenciling technique, you kind of need to use a little bit of the pressure once spreading your embossing or texture paste on your canvas. And this material, they quite stretchy, so you just need to have something to hold back from the behind. And I'm adding the paste here and there, and I'm actually focusing around the central area, and I'm leaving the outer edges clean because I want to put my composition in one area and then just leave this white nice look all around. And once I'm spreading, once I think I'm gonna have enough, then I will use my heating tool and add a little bit of the heat just to help to dry it quicker. Now, just to let you know, my friends, if you ever gonna be heating up your texture paste or your other embossing paste, and you don't want your paste to bubble up, just use the lower volume heat. If you've got this double speed, double heat strength heating tool, just use the lower heat and try not to blow too much in the same area, so this will protect your paste from the bubbling. Now I'm adding I'm taking another piece of the cardstock, and with the same die, I'm gonna be cutting a little bit from the blue color cardstock, and then I will turn some of that die cut piece into elements, because if you look on this design, it actually has this little star. This is kind of like a sweater pattern to me, and these four little areas, they look actually like a flower, so I thought, why not cut this element from the color cardstock, back it up with some white piece of the paper, and then later on use it as some embellishment on my work. So here I am adding a little bit of the glue, only concentrating on this area which are looking like a flowers, and then I am just backing it up with the white paper. Now just a quick wipe of my desk, and then I will be moving on to cut all the elements. Before I will start assembling my canva together, I need to make sure I have plenty of the elements to use, and rather than reaching for different mixed medium embellishments and things like that, I've decided to create all of my elements for today creation using only this Nordic Christmas collection sets, because there's so many different things there, and that will be just plenty for using on my today project. Now here I am cutting off those little elements, and as I've mentioned, these kind of resemble some flowers to me, so I've decided to cut them out. And because I've backed them up with the white paper, they have this nice sturdiness, so it's very easy to cut around them, and then I can use them as a flowers. So I have 4 of these, but I think in that I will be finally using only 3 of them, but then I have one ready for another card if I would like to make one later on. And I'm just following the pattern with my scissors, which is very easy, and here you can see all 4 flowers are ready. Now I've decided to create something for my focal point, so I have this large stack from another die from the set from this collection. And then because the one layer which I cut from the white paper seems quite flimsy and delicate, I've decided to back them up, and for that I think I cut like 5 layers of the craft color cardstock to give me this nice look, which then you will see on the final photo. It will be looking like this would be cut from MDF or some sort of the chipboard. So if you ever gonna be needing some sort of the focal point, I really recommend you to try that technique. Cut couple of the elements from craft color cardstock and glue them one on top of another, and then either white or cream color or any other color you wish, and you will have this absolutely beautiful, very sturdy looking element. Now I am placing my little stamping block on the top of the stack just to keep it flat once it's drying, because the liquid adhesive, the PVA glue I'm using, it's adding a little moisture to the paper, so this will prevent it from bending once it will dry. This collection also includes 2 different embossing folder, and the one of them has got this really nice berries and pine branches which I want to use, and for that I'm cutting myself a couple of the strips which are the widthness of this emboss area, and then I am running them through my embossing machine. And once I have those elements, those strips, I am cutting out a couple of the branches, and there's this different type of the greenery, and this will be amazing to fill up the composition on my canvas today. And it's very easy to, you just follow the pattern and then cut around those branches, and in a matter of minute you can prepare yourself a beautiful foliage element. And this is also a technique to extend your elements. Try to look on your embossing folders, because I'm sure you have some with leaves, with flowers, and this will give you an additional extra elements to cut. I actually have one video on my YouTube channel where I was sharing with you how to create some cards using the embossing folders only. Now here I am grabbing my little finger daubers, and I'm just gonna be ever so slightly color them. For that I think I'm gonna be using this shabby what's the color name, let me just check. Oh, sorry, I'm just grabbing the inks. This is a shabby shutter, sorry, the green color distress ink. And then I'm gonna be using one of my E-Ink Aladdin spray as well to add this little kind of a more vivid green pale color, which I love those E-Ink sprays because they have this beautiful shininess. To any projects you add them on, they have this like a wink of Stella kind of a little delicate shimmer. And then I've grabbed one of those triangle daubers, which are really precise, and using the Festive Berry Distress ink pad, I am just coloring only on this berry area, and I really like this red pop of color on my canvas. The whole canvas is kind of a very delicate blues and green and white, lots of white, and this red color is really standing out. Here you can see I've got most of my elements ready, and all I have to do is to prepare some sort of the sentiment. And this Nordic Christmas sentiment and die set, it's there's 13 pieces there with beautiful handwritten font, and also some modern sentiments which are really nice. And I also back myself up with another die which is also designed by Lou, and this is the alphabet die from one of her older collection. And here I cut 2 of the letters B and E because I want to put the sentiment which will say be merry. So for that I am having those letters, and then the word merry from the Nordic Christmas sentiment set, which I am coloring the same red color which I did for the berries, so they will be marry up really nicely, and everything will be having this nice look. So once I have those elements cut, then I can start assembling my my canvas together. And lastly, I am adding this teeny tiny bit of the brown color ink to my stack. This is also to help it to have this little bit more wood chipboard look. And I'm not adding any more ink. I am just using what I have on my finger dabber. And once I go over the edges, this really brings it to life. And now I can work on my canvas, and this is the final step before I will start assembling my elements. I just want to add a little teeny tiny pop of the color in the center where I'm gonna be having my focal point, and for that I am using one of those E-Ink Aladdin spray and the dash of the water, which helps me to move around the color. And whenever I think that this is too much, I am very gently taking off the excess with my kitchen towel, and then add a little bit extra to the center. I'm trying to build up the depth in the place where I think I will attach my focal element. So for that I am just playing with the color, and then again I am using my heat tool just to help me up to speed up the heating process. Now be careful, my friends, because sometimes when you spray over the embossing paste you can slightly reactivate it, depending on the company. Once it's fully dry, it should not be it shouldn't be happening, but sometimes when you add the moisture you can very gently reactivate it, and then if you're gonna be blowing with the hot air you can then cause it to a little bit bubble. Now I am adding some splashes, and this is one of my favorite things for using as a splashes. This is the calligraphy ink. It's very concentrated and pigmented, and this provides you with the best splashes, especially if you use them on the card, on the dark color cardstock like black, grays. This white is just pure white. It's not like a gesso. Sometimes you add the splashes and then kind of you fade out once they dry. This just stays pure snow white. So I'm super happy with the product, and if you ever have the opportunity to buy yourself the white calligraphy ink or other, because they come in a silver, gold, many other colors, I definitely recommend you, because these are just fantastic for using as splashes. Now for my focal point I'm also adding a little bit of this cord, and this will help me to create some sort of the wreath. So I grab a piece of the cord and then just kind of create a little bit, couple loops in a circular form, and then I secure them teeny tiny bit with the hot glue. I am not adding the glue all over the place. It's just a couple dashes, because later on I will still attach my elements on top of that, so I don't have to worry that it will come off or anything like that. I am placing my my little deer in the center, and then I am just working around him to build up some interesting composition. And as you can see here, I just love the whole Canva color. They are very delicate. It's just mainly white, this pale blue and green, and then there is this striking pop of the color with this red berries, and I just absolutely love it. This is one of my favorite combination for the Christmas card this year. I'm definitely gonna be using it. White, pale blue, and red. I just fell in love with it straight away. Now I also cut a couple of these B letters from the other alphabet, and later on you will see I am backing them up with the craft color papers the same way as I did with the deer. The only one difference it will be, I think I'm adding like half of the layers, so my letters, they're not gonna be as thick as this stack, but they still gonna have some nice dimension to pop out from the Canva. Now, as you can see, I am just attaching my elements with the hot glue, just playing around to build up some nice flow. And I'm not creating this like a full covered wreath. It's just a couple of the elements. I'm mainly concentrating on 3 areas to create this nice flow. And then once I'm happy, I am placing my stack on top of it, and I'm just gluing it with the rich amount of the hot glue, just to make sure he will stay in place. And then on top of that, I am attaching my merry sentiment. And here, what I've mentioned before, I thought those letters, they are not standing out properly, so for that I cut a couple of the additional layers from the craft color cardstock. And I think for that I used 3 layers, so that will give me this nice dimension. And this is also the technique. You can create, you can cut it from the fun foam. This will also give you this nice dimensional look, but I just like the color of the craft color cardstock because this instantly reminds me that chipboard wooden cut elements. You can sometimes buy cuttings from the MDF or something like that. So I have a couple of the letters, and then I am adding them one on top of another with the liquid glue, and then I am placing the blue color on the top of that. Now, because we're going nearly to the end of my video, I just wanted to say that this Sunday I have the live classes on Facebook, on the CRAFTSTASH Facebook page. So if you're having a free time, 10 o'clock in the morning, this is a UK time, everyone are welcome. Every Sunday actually we are gathering and creating some lovely projects. This is a nice friendly live class, just a chit chat over a cup of tea or coffee. And this week we're gonna be creating some speed crafting, and then I will try to show you how many cards we can create in 1 hour time. So I hope this will bring you a couple of interesting ideas as well. All the links to the collection and also to the live classes and everything else is down below in the description area. So I hope you will click on that and then have a look what other things I have there for you. Now here I am attaching my letters with the glue, and then I will be adding a couple of the NUVO drops to finish off my project. And for my today's Canva, I've chosen this Dream Drops from NUVO in the color of Fairy Wings, and these are absolutely fabulous. They have this beautiful pearl color look which resemble the real pearls, so I love it. And if you ever gonna be looking on the selection of the NUVO drops, I really recommend you to have a look on those Dream Drops, because these are just beautiful and they are one of my favorite type of the NUVO drops as well. And once I'm doing my drops, I will be doing a couple of the really large one, so they will be nice embellishing for the Canva as well. And then I will be filling up a couple of the smaller one as well. And this is a great way of that's why I love working with the NUVO drops, because they will give me the chance to create as large and as small drops as I need. when before I started using the NUVO drops, I was using the plastic, those half pearls on my project, so I was always limited to the sizes of the pearls which I had in my selection, when here I can squeeze out a little bit more if I need a bigger pearl. And couple of the pearls, and basically that will finish off the canva for today. So then I will just show you the close-up look. So I hope you enjoy it, and once again, thank you so very much for being here, for watching my tutorials and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this project, and let me know if you would like to see a little bit more of the mixed media creation and projects like that as well. Stay blessed, my friends, and I am wishing you all a fabulous weekend and cannot wait to see you on a Sunday. Wishing you a lovely day. Bye bye.